morning, guys. It's Chad with Living the Van Life. Waking up here this morning in the San Rafael Swell out here in eastern Utah. Beautiful spot to be able to spend the night. Wake up here this morning. Had the van in four-wheel low as I trucked up here through this rocky trail to this cool camp spot not far off the freeway. This area out here in the desert just invites endless exploration. We're gonna get out and live some van life today. Now, as I mentioned, I got myself into a bit of a campsite last night, and in order to get myself out of here and onto my next destination, we're gonna have to lock this thing into low range and rock crawl my way up and out of this trail. Now, I've got some brand new top secret drivetrain parts installed here on the van from Agile Off-Road. This is the only van on the road with those parts. We're out here doing some research and development on this thing, and I really feel like these parts are going to change how we approach van life and getting these big giant Sprinter vans further out in the backcountry, doing the things that we love to do. And in a future video, I'll be talking more about these parts, but in the meantime, we're gonna put those parts to the test. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lock this thing into two-wheel drive, low range, with a 3-to-1 crawl ratio and get ourselves up and out of here. Now, what we're dealing with here on this trail is some fairly rocky ledges. On one side of the course, it is a sheer drop-off as it works its way up the mountain. There's obstacles in the course. There's a lot of loose rocks. And on the other side, we've got rocks that have slid down. So it makes it tough and technical. So being able to have a low range in a big vehicle like this and being able to come up and work your way in and through the terrain is very important. Now, for a Jeep or a Toyota, something like this is no big deal. That's what those vehicles are designed for. But in this scenario, the fact that I can take my home on wheels, my 10,000 pound four-wheel drive Sprinter van up into scenarios like this, it gets me further out into the backcountry, which is where I enjoy living my van life. so freaking cool how this thing is now transformed into a beast even in two-wheel drive as it crawls its way up through terrain where you would never expect to see a big giant Sprinter van. I'm looking forward to seeing how this continues to change how we approach getting these Sprinter vans further into the backcountry. Now that I've got myself back to the pavement, I'm gonna beeline it south through perhaps some of the most epic highways here in the American Southwest as we continue to explore what this area has to offer for some van life adventures. Let's go see what we can get ourselves into. Now, I'd like to consider myself pretty well versed in all the epic highways here in the American Southwest over the years of getting out here and exploring what van life has to offer. But I've got to say, this highway that I just drove here today probably goes down as the most epic highway here through the American Southwest, and I can't believe I just now found it. But what intrigues the hell out of me is the fact that you can drive through terrain like that, and then you get to a dirt road like I'm staring at here in front of me. And the amount of terrain and the exploration that is offered through these systems of dirt roads, that's what I freaking love about getting out here into the Southwest. I have a feeling this adventure is only about to begin. had quite the magnificent sunset here over this crazy moon-like landscape here in the Badlands of Utah. The moon is out in the sky above me. The van is perched high atop this hill in this crazy landscape. I'm gonna build a small fire here this evening and just kick back and enjoy van life and see what this night sky has to offer. a freaking incredible landscape out here. And the fact that I'm out here all alone. There's nobody else around for miles and miles. This is all BLM land, otherwise known as Bureau of Land Management. It's public lands. The dirt roads go on forever. The opportunities to explore are endless, and the landscape changes 10 times in a mile. As I look out on the horizon, I can see all sorts of different geological changes. It just invites so much exploration. And the fact that it's public lands, we're invited to come out and enjoy these. This is so freaking cool. I've got everything that I could ever need in life, a home on wheels, and a home on wheels that'll get me out to places like this. The fact that I can drive up a wash, find some trails, crawl up on top of a hill, post up for the night, and I've got everything that I could possibly need. Life can be simple. Matter of fact, I've found the simpler, the better, that's for sure. Hell yeah, guys. Welcome to living the van life. Well, this ended up being quite the camp spot. Had a really great, relaxing evening last night. Beautiful sunrise this morning. But when it comes down to it, this is a big, wide open, vast area, and there's a ton to explore here in this region. So I'm gonna head to another spot that I wanna check out here close by. Have a little bit of a trek getting over there, and then I'm gonna set up shop and cook a meal out over a campfire, hopefully with a spectacular view that I've been looking forward to for a really long time. So this adventure continues. Holy freaking wow. As I mentioned before, it seems like the landscape changes about once every mile or even less sometimes. I was just cruising down the dirt road, came up over this crest and was greeted with yet another incredible landscape. This place is just unreal how vast it is, how interesting, intriguing, how foreign it is. I thought my times out in Moab greeted me with some other planetary-like experiences, but getting out here further west of Moab in the Badlands of Utah, this is yet again like being on a totally entire different planet. This is so very cool. You know, it's times like this where you get way out in the middle of nowhere and you feel like you're on a different planet. That's where you can perhaps just exist in that very moment. Everything else around you disappears. There's no cell phone service. There's no other people. There's no other sign of human life, human existence. Then you can truly be in a moment. Hell yeah, man. It's not too often you get to just get a feeling like this. This right here might go down as one of the coolest spots that I've ever camped and I've ever cooked a meal at with a campfire. This right here in front of me, absolutely spectacular. I'm a little bit nervous if I can even capture this on camera, just how spectacular this is, but we're gonna give it a shot. Some damn good chili right there. All right. So what I'm making here tonight is an old childhood favorite of mine, and that is Frito pie. My mom used to make this as an affordable and fun meal when we were kids. And so out here in the Badlands of Utah, I'm putting my own little twist on it and making some Frito pie here over a campfire over this amazing landscape. So essentially what I've done here is I've made a homemade chili, and now that it's all cooked through, the flavors are melded, I'm gonna go ahead and just transfer it over to these other bowls because I'm going to need the Dutch oven to finish this recipe off. And I tell you what, I taste tested this chili. It is delicious, so I can't wait to have it in Frito pie mode. Okay, so I've left these coals on here for a few minutes. Now for the moment of truth. This is always the gamble of how long to leave the coals on top. Because basically we just want to melt the cheese, maybe toast it a little bit. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah. That, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is some Campfire Dutch oven Frito pie out here in the Badlands of Utah. I think dinner is served. You know what, guys? I am freaking starving. I can't wait to dig into this. Crusty layer of Fritos down at the bottom. That ooey gooey cheese. Of course, my favorite, Italian sausage. Can't ever do a meal out here in the backcountry without some Italian sausage. There, that's some Frito pie in a Dutch oven over a campfire out here in the Badlands of Utah. Bon appetit. Let's dig in. This right here hits the spot after a freaking good couple days of exploring out here in southeastern Utah. To be just sitting a matter of a couple meters from this amazing cliff that overlooks this vast landscape. This is truly an exhilarating camp spot and such an epic way to sit here and live some van life. It's so crazy, guys, to stop and think back over the years and what it took to just take a leap of faith and go out and live some van life. And things like this is the ultimate payoff.